Hello everyone! Today I come to you with my top 5 books that made me cry. I'm still getting over the Me Before You hangover. I haven't watched the movie, but I recently read the book, so I'm still kind of crying because of that. So I decided it was a great time to do top 5 books that made me cry. They are in order of which one made me cry the most. So number 1 is the book that made me cry more. All of these books have a 5-star rating from me because I love them, because they made me cry, but mainly because they felt so real that they made me cry. Okay, so now let's get into the list. Number 5 is City of Heavenly Fire, and that is because I cry with almost every last book in a series or a trilogy. I could have picked maybe Allegiant or Mockingjay, but it was a top 5, so yeah, they didn't make it to the top 5. They probably are in the top 10, but not in the top 5. I cried because it was over. Mainly because it was over, not because the ending was sad. I love being part of this world, and yeah, so I was really sad when it was over. And okay, if you don't know, this is the last book in the Mortal Instruments series. Number 4, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. Again, going with the last part of the series, so I cried a lot in different parts of this book. Not just at the end, but in different parts of this book. It was sad. I'm an emotional person and I get really sad when a journey comes to an end. Number 3 is Me Before You by Yo-Yo Moyes, because I just recently read it, but it instantly became one of my favorites and it made me cry a lot that I could hardly read and my glasses were getting little drops of my tears. And yeah, I cried a lot with that book and I just got very emotional and the characters felt so real and I could relate a lot to them. So I was really sad with that book. And in case you don't know, the movie just came out. I need to go and watch that movie. And it's about Louisa Clark that is very comfortable with her life. She loves her life, her job, everything about it. But for some reason, she loses her job and ends up working for Will Trainer, a quadriplegic that is not happy with his life and needs someone to bring joy into his life. So the mom thinks that Louisa will be the perfect person to cheer him up a little bit, and they end up changing each other's lives forever. It's a really good book, but just be prepared to cry a lot. Number 2, The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. This is like a no-brainer. It had to be in my top 5 books that made me cry, because this was one of the first books that made me cry like big time. Book is one of the ones that made me see that characters could feel real. This is a very special book to me, mainly because of that. It taught me a lot of how I could get involved with characters and how they could feel like my friends. There's also a movie adaptation for this book and it's really good. It's a good adaptation, I gotta tell you. And in case you don't know, Hazel Grace is a girl that has cancer and people think that she should get out more, and ends up going to this like support group and meets Augustus Waters, and it's a love story. They fall in love and then the ending is really sad. So yeah, that's The Fault in Our Stars and it's definitely my number 2 because it made me cry a lot. Number 1, I've never cried with the book as much as I did with this book. This book destroyed me and I remember just going around the house picking up tissue paper just because I was crying so hard, and I was surprised that my family didn't like, why are you crying? Didn't ask why I was crying. Maybe they didn't notice. But anyway, this book just destroyed my life in that moment, and that's why I haven't read it again, because I know that if I read it, I'm just gonna cry a lot and I'm not ready. So this book is The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak. This book is amazing. It's one of the best books I have read. I love it. It will always be one of my favorites. And there's also a movie adaptation that it's great. My sister cried a lot and she almost decided to read the book, but she decided that it was a little bit too big for him. Maybe one day she will read it. I'm gonna read the little thing in the back about what this book is about, because I feel like it's better explained by a professional. It's 1939 Nazi Germany. The country is holding its breath. That has never been busier and will become busier still. By her brother's graveside, Lucille Meminger's life is changed when she picks up a single object partially hidden in the snow. It is the Gravedigger's Handbook, left there by accident, and it is her first act of book thievery. So begins a love affair with books and words, as Lucille, with the help of her accordion playing foster father, learns to read. Soon she is stealing books from Nazi book burnings, the mayor's wife slavery, wherever there are books to be found. But these are dangerous times. When Lucille's foster family hides a Jew in their basement, Lucille's world is both opened up and closed down. In superbly crafted writing that burns with intensity, award-winning author Marcus Isaac has given us one of the most enduring stories of our time. I feel like when I picked up this book, I was expecting something completely different. I was expecting it to be very emotional, but at the end it became something more. It just went over my expectations, and there were some plot twists that I definitely wasn't expecting. You get into this book thinking that something's gonna happen. You just kind of expect it, like this is what's gonna happen at the end, and then everything changes, and that's not what happens, and it's just. This will always be one of my favorite books, and now that I've picked it up to tell you this list, I think I'm gonna read it again because I feel like I need it in my life right now. So that's my top 5 books that made me cry. That's not all of the books that have made me cry, but that's definitely my top 5. If I had a top 10, then lots of different books will be involved. But those are like the books that have made me feel more emotional and that I have connected more with the characters. They either felt like friends or I could relate to them a lot. I don't know. Whatever it was, it just made me cry a lot. Let me know in the comments your top 5 books that have made you cry. Thanks for watching. See you next week with a new video. Bye!